Well, hello there, my friends. Well, I'm Dorothy Wellington. I am the inspirational teacher that started this podcast, uh, Healing Inspirations for the Body and the Mind. And it was very close to my heart. I've been teaching since 1980. And then I've been sick a lot and going through this and that and people that I know. And so at this year in 2023, God just impressed in my heart. I've done so many teachings about healing and wellness. And why not start a podcast? And so that's how I got started. And there had been days when I would wake up and I would feel better. And that's why you see a lot of times I would say, feel better than yesterday. And boy, it wasn't those some great days where I could say, I actually feel better than I did yesterday. I don't teach about medications or anything like that. It's all an inside job. I call it non-physical means of getting healing. I used to teach a lot about personal development, and I learned that over 90% of all illnesses in has a root in stress and worry. So when I teach you about staying out of fear, worry, um, uh, suffering of grief, depression. It actually is to help you physically, the physical elements that you've been diagnosed with. You work from the inside with these things that I share with you. You will actually feel better than yesterday. And some you can maybe get to herbs and things like that versus the drugs from the drugstore. Whatever it is, God wants you healed. And I say, God heals, period, because there could be 10,000 ways that God is going to get healing to you. And He really does. And a lot of times it comes in, you know, uh, short periods of time, and then there's another longer period of time. But please know God heals. And if you keep that always as your foundation, you'll be better than you were yesterday. One of the things around these two holidays is coming up is the loss of our loved ones. And here I said, when you are happy, count your blessings. And when you are sad, count your blessing. Well, it's easy to count your blessings when you are happy. But boy, when you're sad, it's not so easy to count your blessings. You want to count how grave circumstances you're going through and that things that you're facing. And one of them that can cause us to get unhappy and depressed is the loss of our loved ones during these holidays. Thanksgiving and Christmas are the largest and most important heartfelt holidays of the year. And that's why during these especially two holidays, we have so many memories. We have memories, of the Thanksgiving meal and family coming over, even memories of cleaning the house because Aunt Ann is going to be looking and checking out how much dust is on your table. Comes the time when, all of the fixing of the meals and the dressing and the turkey and hams and vegetables and rolls. And then at Christmas, we have all the plans for Christmas. How we bought this one given. Now she's gone. My sister is gone. My father is gone. My mother is gone. So I learned a lot about how not to suffer through uh, the loss of our loved ones through death. And it was death who took them away. But how are you going to cope? How are you going to be sad and unhappy about the loss of your loved ones through Thanksgiving? Well, I always say you talk to God about it, and God will give. I think God can give you 10,000. I say 10,000 different ways, to count your blessings when you're sad. God just does that. But here's a couple of things that you can uh, think about. One is you can buy or create an ornament for your loved ones. Now that goes to our Christmas. You can include them in a holiday prayer. Thanksgiving, include them in a prayer, thanking them for the life they gave you. They gave you a portion of themselves, no matter how long it was. My father died at 88 years, and boy, did he impart a lot of his person, who he was, into me. He's not here, but boy, can I be thankful for him at Thanksgiving. You can light a candle and place it on the dining room table, for your loved one that's not here. You can donate to a charity in their name. You can place flowers on the grave, and some of you have already been doing that. You can wear an accessory that belongs to them. You can have their favorite dish on the table. Yeah, they weren't here to make that dish, cook that dish, but you knew what it was, and you just might have that recipe that can go on your table. Another thing to remember in all your decisions in remembering those loved ones, include your children, include nieces and nephews, include those little ones, because they also may not be as expressive as you, but they also experience that loss, and they're remembering aunts and uncles and grandparents and maybe even brothers and sisters during these holidays too. Well, I'm going to say happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for being with me this year. I'm looking forward to continuing our mission from God to help bring healing to you and a little bit more joy, because when you're in pain and suffering, there's not too much joy. You stick with me, you'll be having more joy. God bless you and have a marvelous Thanksgiving.